Hello friends, welcome all of you. In last lecture, we have completed the topic wave optics. In this lecture, we will start the next topic and the name of the topic is electrostatics. This topic contains number of different points and we will discuss them one by one. Let us see the contents which we are going to discuss in this lecture. They are electrostatics, frictional electricity, electric charge, Coulomb's law, charge distribution and the electric intensity. Let us see what is meant by electrostatics. Our name of the chapter is electrostatics. The electrostatics is a branch of physics which deals with the study of electric charges at a rest, that is static charges, is called electrostatics. There are a number of branches of physics and electrostatics is one of them, and electrostatic is the branch of physics which deals with the study of electric charges at a rest condition called electrostatics. It is also called static electricity. Electrostatics deals with the study of forces, field and the potential arising from the static charges. Then what is meant by the frictional electricity? The charges at rest are produced due to the friction between the insulating bodies which are rubbed against each other. So, the electrostatics is called frictional electricity. Simply, frictional electricity means the electricity produced due to rubbing one body against the other body. We have seen the general examples. In rainy season, the clouds rub against each other and produce lightning. And in winter, if the rubber comb is run fast through dry hair, the comb attracts small pieces of paper. The frictional electricity is the electricity produced by rubbing two suitable bodies and transfer of electrons from one body to other body. We have seen the general examples in 11th standard. When the glass rod is rubbed with silk, and what happens when the ebonite rod is rubbed with fur. Let us see what happens when the glass rod is rubbed with silk. The electrons in glass are loosely bound as compared to the electrons in silk. So, when glass and silk are rubbed together, the comparatively loosely bound electrons from the glass rod gets transferred to silk, and as a result, the glass rod becomes positively charged and the silk cloth becomes negatively charged. Means the body which loses the electron, it becomes positively charged, and the body which gains the electron, it becomes negatively charged. Then we'll see what happens when the fur is rubbed with ebonite rod. Here, the electrons in fur are loosely bound as compared to the electrons in a ebonite rod. So, when ebonite and fur are rubbed together, the comparatively loosely bound electrons from fur gets transferred to ebonite rod, and as a result, the fur becomes positively charged and ebonite rod becomes negatively charged. Means the body which loses electrons becomes positively charged, and the body which gains the electron, it becomes negatively charged. Let us see. Same charges repels each other. Means like charges repels each other and unlike charges attracts each other. We have seen the example. When glass rod is rubbed with silk, the loosely bound electrons from glass gets transferred to silk and the glass rod becomes positively charged. When such types of the two glass rods bring in contact, then experimentally it is observed that these two rods, see the direction of force, these two rods repels each other. Means same charges or like charges repels each other. And here when the ebonite rod is rubbed with fur, the ebonite rod becomes negatively charged, and when the glass rod positively charged, ebonite rod is negatively charged. When such types of the two rods bring in contact, then experimentally it is observed that these two rods attracts each other. See direction of force. These two rods gets attracted towards each other. This shows that the different charges or opposite charges, that is unlike charges, attracts each other and the same charges or like charges repels each other. Electric charge. What is meant by electric charge? It is the property of a matter. Electric charge is the property of matter which produces and experiences the electrical influence around it is called as the electrical charge. See again definition. The property of a matter which produces and experiences the electrical influence around it is called the electrical charge. Electric charge is the fundamental property of a matter. Smallest quantity of electricity is electronic charge. Let us see unit and dimensions of the electric charge are. We know that current is the ratio of charge to time. Charge denoted by Q and time denoted by letter small t. So, from this relation we can obtain charge is equal to product of current and time. So, from this we can obtain the unit of charge as unit of charge equal to unit of current and unit of time. Current measured in ampere and time measured in seconds. So, unit of charge is ampere second. The dimensions of charge are Q is equal to I into T. Dimensions of current and dimensions of time. Here, in a charge, no mass, no length. So, m raised to 0, L raised to 0. We have time. So, time raised to 1. And the current measured in ampere. So, ampere raised to 1. Cg's unit of charge is the electrostatic unit of a charge or static coulomb, simply stat C. And 1 coulomb is equal to 3 into 10 raised to 9 stat C. Here charge is a scalar quantity, means the charge has no direction. Types of a charge. There are two types of the electric charge, positive charge and negative charge. Positive charge is assumed to be present on proton. The charge on proton is E is equal to plus 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Let us see the diagram. We have seen when suitable bodies are rubbed against each other, one body loses electron, it becomes positively charged, and in this body number of protons greater than the number of electrons. And the second charge is the negative charge. Negative charge is assumed to be present on electron. The charge on electron is E is equal to minus 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. See the two, 1.6 and 1.6, 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb, 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb, means both charges charge on proton and charge on electron are same, but only different in sign. Here charge on proton is positive charge and charge on electron is the negative charge. Values of the both charges are same. We have seen the example when the two suitable bodies rubbed against each other. One body loses electron, it becomes positively charged. Other body gains the electron, it becomes negatively charged. In negatively charged body, the number of electrons is greater than the number of protons. The charge on the body is always integral multiple of charge on electron and is given by relation Q is equal to plus minus N into E. E is the charge on electron, electronic charge, and N is the integral multiple. Here two signs are taken, plus for proton, minus for the electron. Means charge is always integral multiple of charge on electron. It may be positive, it may be negative. Q is equal to N into E. Some examples of material acquiring the two types of charges on rubbing together. When glass rod is rubbed with silk, glass rod becomes positively charged and silk cloth becomes negatively charged. When fur or wool is rubbed with ebonite rod or rubber or umber, experimentally it is observed that fur or wool becomes positively charged, and here ebonite rod, rubber or umber, it becomes negatively charged. When wool is rubbed with plastic, then wool becomes positively charged and the plastic becomes negatively charged. When we run fast the comb on dry hair, then it is observed that dry hair becomes positively charged and the plastic comb becomes negatively charged. The concept of positive and negative charge was introduced by the scientist named Benjamin Franklin. Electrostatic charges. Consider the different examples. Same charges repels each other. Positive, positive repulsion. Negative, negative repulsion. See the direction of force. Same charges repels each other. Different charges attracts each other. Plus, minus. See the direction of arrows. Means different charges attracts each other. Here, different charges attracts each other. Same charges repels each other. From this, we can state the Coulomb's law as the force of attraction or repulsion between the two charges is directly proportional to the product of magnitude of the two charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the two charges. This is the different examples. In winter, when we run fast the comb in our dry hair, then and the small pieces of paper bring in contact with the rubber comb, then experimentally it is observed that the pieces of paper gets attracted towards the comb. Here electron is negatively charged and it revolves around the nucleus. Nucleus is positively charged. We have seen that same charges, this is same charges, a direction of force, same charges repels each other and the different charges attracts each other. Then see the Coulomb's law. You have seen that same charges repels each other, different charges attracts each other. The relation between the charges is given by Coulomb's law. Same charges attracts each other, same charges repels each other, different charges attracts each other. From this, we can state the Coulomb's law as the force of attraction or repulsion. The force of Fe is electrostatic force of attraction or repulsion between the charges is directly proportional to the product of magnitude of the two charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the charges. Coulomb's law. We can explain this as Consider the two charges Q1 and Q2 placed at the 2 points A and B respectively, and the distance between the two charges is small r. Then according to Coulomb's law, we can write force of attraction or repulsion is directly proportional to the product of magnitude of the two charges and is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the two charges. So from this equation we can write F is equal to K into Q1 Q2 divided by R square. Here K is constant of proportionality and is given by relation K is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 into Q1 Q2 divided by R square. If the values of Q1 and Q2 is equal to 1 coulomb and the distance between the two charges is 1 meter, then putting the values here, epsilon 0 is the permittivity of the free space. Its value is 8.85 to 10 raised to minus 12. Putting all constant in this equation, we get the value of F, that is force, electrostatic force, is equal to 9.0 into 10 raised to 9 Newton. Here epsilon 0 is the permittivity of free space and epsilon is the permittivity of medium. The relation between permittivity of free space and the permittivity of medium is given by relation K is equal to epsilon divided by epsilon 0, that is permittivity of medium divided by permittivity of free space. This ratio is called as the dielectric constant. So from this we can obtain the value of epsilon as a epsilon equal to K into epsilon 0. K is a dielectric constant and its value is 1 for air or vacuum. Let us see the table for the different medium having the different dielectric constant. Air or vacuum or free space have a dielectric constant K equal to 1. For medium mica, dielectric constant is 3. For glass, the dielectric constant is 5. For alcohol, dielectric constant is 25. For water, the dielectric constant is 80. For all dielectric, the value of K, that is dielectric constant, is greater than 1 but not infinity. And for metal, the value of dielectric constant is infinity. Charge distribution. There are two types of charge distribution, that is uniform and non-uniform. Let us see what is meant by uniform charge distribution. When we supply the charge to a body, the charges are distributed on its surface. If the charges are uniformly spaced on the surface, then the distribution of a charge is called as the continuous charge distribution. Let us see definition again. When we supply the charge to a body, the charges are distributed on its surface. If the charges are uniformly spaced, that is uniformly spread on the surface, then the distribution of a charge is called as the continuous, that is uniform charge distribution. And second type is non-uniform charge distribution. If charge is distributed non-uniformly, means not uniform, charge is distributed non-uniformly over the conductor of a irregular shape, then such a distribution is called as the non-uniform charge distribution. Continuous charge distribution. There are three types of the continuous charge distribution. Number 1, linear or line charge distribution. It is one dimensional. Second, surface charge distribution is two dimensional. And third is volume charge distribution, it is three dimensional. Such a type of distribution of charge also expressed in terms of charge density. Let us see some examples. Consider a metal rod having length L plus Q is the charge uniformly distributed over the metal rod. The metal rod has the linear charge density denoted by letter lambda. Consider the second example. Here metal plate is taken, plus q charge is uniformly distributed over the metal plate. It has the area, length and breadth. So it has the surface charge density denoted by letter sigma. And third example is, consider the metal sphere, plus q charge is uniformly distributed over the metal sphere, and we can calculate the volume of a sphere. So the metal sphere has the volume charge density. Let us see the different densities one by one. Linear charge density denoted by letter lambda. The charge distributed uniformly per unit length is called a linear charge density. Consider the diagram which we have seen. Consider a metal rod having length L, plus q charge is uniformly distributed over the metal rod. It has the linear charge density and is given by relation lambda is equal to q divided by L, that is charge per unit length. The ratio of charge per unit length is called a linear charge density denoted by letter lambda and is measured in, that is unit of linear charge density is coulomb per meter, because charge measured in coulomb, length measured in meter. And the dimensions of the linear charge density are, here no mass means m raised to 0. Here length, L raised to, length in denominator, so L raised to minus 1. Charge means it is the product of Q is equal to I into T. So time raised to 1 and ampere raised to 1. Then second part, surface charge density denoted by letter sigma. Charge distributed uniformly per unit surface area is called surface charge density. See the definition, charge distributed uniformly per unit surface area is called surface charge density. Consider the example which has seen. Consider metal plate, plus q charge is uniformly distributed over the metal plate. It has the surface charge density and is given by relation sigma is equal to q divided by n, that is the ratio of charge per unit area is called surface charge density and is measured in, that is unit of sigma is coulomb per meter square, charge measured in coulomb and area measured in meter square. The dimensions of surface charge density are, here no mass, so m raised to 0, area L into L, so L raised to 2, and area in denominator, so L raised to minus 2, and charge is nothing but q is equal to I into T. I means current measured in ampere, so ampere raised to 1, and time measured in second, T raised to 1, time denoted by letter capital T. So the dimensions of surface charge density are m raised to 0, L raised to minus 2, T raised to 1 and A raised to 1. Then third type is volume charge density. Charge distributed uniformly per unit volume called volume charge density. Consider the simple example which was seen. A metal sphere plus q charge distributed over the metal sphere. It has the volume charge density is given by relation rho is equal to q divided by v. The ratio of charge per unit volume is called volume charge density and is measured in coulomb per meter cube, because volume, unit of volume, length into breadth into height means L into L into L. So length measured in meter, so the unit of rho, that is volume charge density, is coulomb per meter cube, and the dimensions are m raised to 0, L raised to minus 3, T raised to 1, A raised to 1. See the diagrams. See the three diagrams. here length, here surface area, and here we can calculate volume. The definitions here, all three definitions are same, but here only change, here linear length taken. For surface area, here surface charge, surface area taken, and for volume, here only change in volume. Three definitions are same, but the related words are changed. Electric intensity denoted by E bar. It is the vector quantity. Electric intensity at a point in an electric field is defined as the electrostatic force acting on unit positive charge placed at that point. See again the definition. The electric intensity at a point in an electric field is defined as the electrostatic force acting on unit positive charge placed at that point. If F is the force acting on a small test charge Q0, then the electric intensity is given by relation is equal to F divided by Q0. The direction of E, that is electric intensity, is same as that of the electrostatic force acting on the positive charge. In vector form, this equation can be written as E bar is equal to F bar divided by Q0. And the unit of electric intensity is force measured in Newton, charge measured in Coulomb. So, unit is Newton per Coulomb. The another formula for the electric intensity is E is equal to V divided by D, that is voltage divided by distance. So the unit of electric intensity is voltage measured in volt and distance measured in meter. So unit of electric intensity is V by M. Today we will stop here and we will meet in next lecture.